The Emperor, finally stumbling back to his fortress, breathes a sigh of relief. Safe at last, or so he thinks. His terror quickly morphs into boiling rage as memories of his recent humiliation flood his mind. Stomping past his officials, he's asked why he reeks of mud. The Emperor, seething, begins to blame his soldiers for their defeat, despite their shiny high-tech gear. But before he can finish, an official spots something outside the window, and suddenly, the Emperor's bravado crumbles. Looming in the distance, heading straight for the Empire, is the Dragon of Calamity. The Emperor's brain does mental gymnastics. Wait, wasn't that thing fried to a crisp by a laser? Then it hits him. Saint S must have resurrected it. But here's the kicker. How is it being controlled? Turning on his heel, the Emperor demands to know where the beast tamer, Master Lude, is. The answer: Lude skipped town. Naturally, the Emperor leaps to the most logical conclusion: betrayal. He throws a tantrum like a toddler denied dessert. Randus, ever the voice of reason or patience, at least attempts to calm the Emperor down. But the Emperor, in his infinite wisdom, barks back at him, demanding Randus do something. Rolling his eyes probably, Randus exits with a look that screams, "I'm so done with this guy." Desperation in full bloom, the Emperor commands the activation of Kronos, the Empire's top secret superweapon, to blast the dragon out of the sky. Cue the officials nervously pointing out that Kronos is still in the could destroy the whole city testing phase. But the Emperor, now officially out of his mind, kicks one of them across the room, because why not? They flip the switch, and the city plunges into darkness as Kronos locks onto the dragon's mana signature. The Emperor grins, convinced his most powerful weapon is about to save the day. Except, oops, the dragon parries the laser like it's swatting away a fly. The Emperor's jaw hits the floor as he watches the beam ricochet off course right toward the Empire's mana generators. Goodbye, defense system. Cue the Emperor pointing fingers at everyone but himself for the disaster, though he's the one who ordered the shot. The officials, they've officially had enough. One by one, they quit, leaving the Emperor alone to witness his empire going up in flames. Meanwhile, moments earlier, Nor and crew were riding the dragon toward the Empire when Nor sensed the laser. Knowing there was no time to dodge, Nor stepped up, deflected the blast, and then crash-landed right into the Emperor's castle. Meanwhile, back at Ground Zero, the Emperor finds himself surrounded by Randus and some disgruntled knights. The Emperor, incredulous, demands to know what's going on. Randus calmly explains that to save the Empire, they need to, well, off him. Panicking, the Emperor cries for help. But, surprise, surprise, there's no one left to save him. Just as Randus is about to land the killing blow, Nor comes crashing through the ceiling, miraculously landing in the throne room. Randus, sword raised, asks Nor if he plans to defend the Emperor. Nor, ever the pragmatist, doesn't care much about the Emperor. But he's also not about to let these knights go full executioner on him. A knight pulls out a gun and fires at the Emperor, but Nor deflects the shot and, in the most careful way possible, lays the Emperor's head on the ground like a delicate porcelain doll. The knights, realizing they're up against a pro, all charge at Nor. But Nor, he swats them aside like flies. Randus isn't done. He argues that the Emperor's incompetence has sunk the Empire, and the only way to fix it is for the Emperor to bite the dust. One knight even throws a bomb to seal the deal, but Nor steps in again, gently kicking the Emperor out of harm's way. Now dangling from the wall like some bizarre decoration, Nor, ever the voice of weird reason, asks the knights why they're so keen on offing this old man. One knight points out that Nor has done more damage to the Emperor than they have, which, fair point. Randus, still intent on his mission, tosses a few more bombs at the Emperor. Nor, always one step ahead, catches him by the leg, once again saving him from imminent death. Then, with the wisdom of someone who just wants this nonsense over with, Nor suggests they just throw the old man in jail and let time do the dirty work. But Randus isn't having it. He explains that with the dragon and enemies closing in, killing the Emperor is the only way to show they've given up the fight. when someone chimes in with, "Hey, killing him won't be necessary, he can't suffer if he's already dead." Classic timing. Rain, ever the gentleman, thanks Nor for all his help but makes it clear he's taking over. Lin's called in to patch up Nor from his little tumble, and the two exit stage left, leaving Rain to handle the Emperor's meltdown. Facing the knights, Rain gives them the all, "Hey, no beef with you guys, you're off the hook" speech. The Emperor? Not so lucky. In a desperate plea for mercy, the Emperor is stunned when Rain agrees, but with a brutal twist. Rain's forgiveness comes with a price. The Emperor must experience the exact same horrors he dished out. Crushed under rubble, burned alive, torn apart by beasts, just your standard Tuesday. The Emperor, understandably confused, questions how that's even possible. But always the team player, chimes in. "Oh, don't worry, I'll patch you up after each round of torture bingo. You'll be good as new. Oh, and if he passes out from the pain, Kara's got a special alarm clock for that." Rain, not a fan of torture for sport, clarifies that it's strictly business. He's just making sure the Emperor feels a fraction of what he caused. If anything, Rain's being downright generous with his creative punishment plan. Meanwhile, Nor's back on his feet, healed by Lin, but feeling a bit guilty about all the destruction from that little laser deflection incident. Lin, ever the optimist, assures him it's no biggie, the lasers only hit the mana generators, so no harm, no foul, just a few rebuilding projects. Rain, Karu, and return, and surprise war's already over. Blink, and you miss it. The Emperor has abdicated, his 10-year-old grandchild's next in line, and until the kid's ready, the knights are taking charge. Efficient, right? Randus, captain of the Oops, I Attacked You club, rushes to apologize to Nor. Nor, ever the chill guy, brushes it off, but Randus insists on making amends. Nor's still more concerned about the city's damage, but Randus tells him not to sweat it, it's all on the Emperor. Plus, there were 0 casualties, so it's just a cleanup job at this point. Nor, always the nice guy, offers to help with the rubble, but before long, the dragon's getting impatient, so they hop on and head back to the kingdom. Upon their return, the king is all gratitude and apologies for leaving Rain to handle the negotiations solo. He turns to Nor, ready to shower him with rewards for saving the entire capital. But Nor, not one for shiny things, waves it off. The king pushes, and finally, Nor asks for one thing. A better life for Rolo, a demonfolk kid with nowhere to go. Nor suggests the king help Rolo settle in the capital with a wealthy family, which sounds simple enough except for the whole Maria theocracy thinks demonfolk are enemies problem. The king's about to propose a different reward, but Nor's adamant, Rolo's security or nothing. The king, finding Nor's persistence downright hilarious, bursts into laughter. Cut to Rolo, who's having a flashback to the moment he was almost dragon food, dreaming of a life where he didn't have to suffer and could eat actual food for once. Fast forward, and he's waking up in a warm bed, sitting down at a dinner table with Ans, who tells him to dig in before the food gets cold. Rolo, still in disbelief that any of this is real, takes his first bite of non-rotten food and cue the waterworks. He cries, smiling through the tears, and declares, "The food is delicious." And that, my friends, is how episode 11 ends. Hit that subscribe button to catch the next episode. Thanks for sticking around till the end. If you enjoyed this wild ride, smash that like button like the Emperor's shattered dignity. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode because things are just heating up. And you don't want to be left in the rubble.